Three. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Teaching Genius
Podcast.
All right. I'm your hostess with the mostest. My name is Mr. Bush Raheem.
And I'm Egypt Bush, your second hostess of the mostest.
All right. And I'm going to have my guest introduce yourself. Talk to him, Tiffany.
My name is Tiffany Cash Harris. I am a pre-K4 educator, and I have two beautiful children and a wonderful husband.
All right. So we're going to get straight into it. All right. You ready with your first question, young lady?
Yes.
All right, let's go. Let me hear it.
How long have you been a teacher?
I am going into year 15 as a teacher.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay, so would you say you're really in the progress? Like you're really in the progress teaching?
Like, have you caught your stride? You feel like you know what you're doing?
Yeah.
And there's no more time for learning. You got this mapped out?
Well, I think that we're always learners, right? I know that there's always something I can learn, but I'm definitely in the stride. I can teach with my eyes closed.
Ooh,
it comes very natural to me. So yes, I'm definitely in the stride of teaching.
Beautiful. All right. So go ahead. What's your next question?
Second question is, what is your favorite thing about your career? Okay, so let me just say it louder.
Thank you.
I'm trying to get very into it.
What is your
favorite thing about your career? Favorite.
My favorite thing about my career is just watching my students grow from the beginning of the school year to like the ending of the school year, and just seeing how much they mature, how much they soaked in.
How much they learned.
Yes, like the things that they've learned, like starting out. I have babies, so when they come in, some of them don't know how to write their names, some of them don't know their letters, they don't know how to share, they don't even know how to communicate, and to see them at the end of the school year, that's why I keep going back, because it's priceless. It's not everybody can say they actually changed someone's life or they actually made someone a better person because they interacted with them. So that's my favorite thing about teaching.
That's beautiful. All right, go with your next question. Come on.
Okay, so my next question is, what is one thing that you would change about this system if you were in charge?
Ooh, wow. I can talk about that forever.
Hours. Wow. So
wow. Something I can change about education. It's so many things. So, where do I start? So one thing I would like to change is how they expose children to different things from different boroughs or different neighborhoods, or by the color of their skin. I've taught in schools that are predominantly Black. I've taught in diverse schools. I've taught in schools in inner city neighborhoods, and I've also taught in schools in well-to-do neighborhoods. And one thing I would like to change is that every child is able to get the same type of education, no matter what they look like, no matter where they come from, no matter who their parents are. I've seen the disparity amongst children and where they are and like where they come from. And
give us like an example of something small that people wouldn't recognize, but within those three places, it was totally different.
Okay, so this is a prime example. My computer's off today. So I taught in a inner city school. That is just where I've been for the longest time. But I also teach summer school during the summertime, and sometimes I shift. I go into a different type of neighborhood, just to keep abreast of what's going on. And it's still early childhood, so in inner city schools, we are so big on like teaching our kids like letters and numbers and how to spell and how to read and like all of these different things, right? So that they'll always be ahead. But on the other side, those kids are learning through exposure. They're learning through touching. Like one of my kids, She couldn't write her name, but she was able to tell. This is on the other side, the other neighborhood. She could not write her name, but she was able to tell me all the planets. She was able to tell me different countries she's been in. She speaks in another language. So like, it's just the exposure is just totally different, you know?
Right.
And I just wish that all kids were able to have that type of exposure.
Right. That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. That's something I think that it's hard to do because there's so many different factors that create that world.
Yeah.
But no, that's real. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, just the difference between that hands-on learning versus, you know what I mean, just reading a book. That's
Like a robot. You know, like
right.
I feel like that's how some of our schools are set up, is to teach our kids to be robots. And that's just, you know, they're not able to think on their own once they're really out there.
Right. And that's probably the biggest difference, that when you get that exposure learning, you learn to solve problems and figure things out, which makes you more of a business owner than a worker. But a worker, you get told what to do and you do that. So you know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. What's your next question, baby?
Okay, so my next question is, can you tell me one of your fondest memories while working with your students?
Okay. So every year I usually get about one kid that like just can't let go. And I have one kid. I had her when she was 3. She is going to the 8th grade. And she came to my book signing last year, and she told me that I was still her favorite teacher. And me and her mom still calls me when she's having an issue with her. I'm all in their family. So I think the fondest memory of my kids is her just, you know, telling me that she still loves me, and that she still loves me, and she's about to be 13. And I had her when she was 3.
They say every adult still knows their favorite teacher name.
Yeah. I know my favorite teacher name. So
yeah. Mine, shout out to Miss Abraham. You know what I'm saying? She's 105
I feel like since like this has been like 1 year since she's been teaching me, I would really hold on to Miss Goldberg, but it's really easy to remember her name. But I really feel like I would shout Miss Google.
Okay, all right.
She was a nice.
You're only in the 2nd grade. All your teachers gonna be in the 8th grade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Gotta wait.
Right.
Probably like the 7th grade.
No, probably like after you graduate college, you'll know. That's really
experience.
All right, go ahead. Give me your last question.
Okay, so my last question is, what is advice that you would give to your younger self while you were changing for this field to become a teacher?
So actually, I never wanted to be a teacher, honestly. I wanted to be a fashion writer. So one piece of advice I would give myself, to my younger self, is for this field, have grace. Grace.
I like that.
Give yourself grace. Give your students grace. Give your parents grace. Not my actual parents, but my students' parents. Just giving myself grace. I think I was really hard on myself throughout my career. Now I'm not, but I was just trying to be the best teacher, the perfect teacher.
Right.
So I would definitely say giving yourself grace.
That's beautiful. Can you tell us a little bit about this book?
Yes, I can. So I wrote a children's book last year. It'll actually be a year next month.
Nice.
At my mom's house. So of course your mom has everything.
Got to. My mom still got the trophies from football. You know what I'm saying?
So she happens to have this on her desk. I don't even keep books on hand, but I wrote a book last year. It's called Chocolate.
No, hold it up. While we talking, yeah, go ahead. We listen.
Chocolate Milk with a Side of Beauty.
And
it's about this little girl who didn't love her chocolate milk skin. She didn't learn to embrace it for a very long time. She wanted to be a lighter complexion. And her dad had spoke some affirming words into her, and, you know, just let her know that Black is a beautiful color, but it comes in so many different shades. And she learned to like embrace her skin and embrace herself. And it's actually a personal story. So this is my story. This is little me when I was a little girl.
Right.
Like your skin color.
Yes. So I had some challenges, but no one knew. Like my parents didn't know that I even had these challenges growing up.
Now.
My mom found out when she read the book. She didn't know it first.
Your entire life.
So what would be your message to these beautiful Black girls with chocolate skin, with black skin, with brown skin, with caramel skin, with the high yellow skin?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me see some of the other things y'all got issues with the curly, with the 4C hair. You know what I mean? With the 4A hair. You know what I mean?
One thing, I had a hard time accepting that my eyes were brown.
You don't like that?
No, I had a hard time.
Eyes. But you got beautiful eyes.
I had a hard time.
You heard her? You heard her?
No, I just.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, no, I was like, no, my eyes are black.
All right, so let's hear what your advice would be.
I think one advice I would give to every little girl is learning to love yourself. Right? I think that if you love yourself first, no one else can tell
anybody.
No one else can tell you any different. Right. But loving yourself comes from affirming yourself, right? And sometimes every child doesn't have parents or, to affirm them. So just learning to speak life into yourself. And that's what I teach my kids. We did affirmations every single morning. So like if no one else is speaking life into you, you're going to learn to speak life into yourself. So that's one advice I would just give to all little girls of all different shades and little boys too, is just learning to love yourself.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I think that's those affirmations people don't realize, right? Mm-hmm. I can't remember the quote exactly, right? But it's something like, when you smile, right, whether you feel like it or not, you release endorphins in your body that make you happy, right? And I think that we don't realize, it's been said to us, but the power of life and death is in the tongue. It's in the tongue. Yeah. And you giving yourself those beautiful words, those beautiful thoughts, they become reality, man.
Yeah.
They become reality. I don't care what nobody says. I know, like, there's a lot of work in creating the life that you want, but that manifestation, it start with the thought. It start with writing it down. You know what I mean? So that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm happy that you shared your story. Tell them where they could pick it up at.
You can buy my book at Amazon, Target online, Barnes and Noble.
Beautiful.
And also Lit for Black Kids.
I like that. Yeah, we need y'all to support that. And like y'all heard her, right? Her mother didn't know till she read that book, right? This is a grown woman. So that means she went all them years without even expressing that to somebody who could have probably helped, right? So your child might be in that same position. So pick up the book and you might learn something that you didn't know, right? And with that, we're going to sign off. You want to give them your Instagram or something? Give them a way to contact you?
Snapchat, Facebook.
Yes, my Instagram, and I don't really get on Facebook because I don't know how to work it anymore. However, Facebook is different from when I started.
Look, no shots.
It's a lot going on. But my Instagram is Tiffany Cash Harris, and so is Facebook too. But I'm reachable at Tiffany Cash Harris, and my email address is tiffanycashharris@gmail.com.
All right. Thank you for your time, Miss Tiffany. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time. We love you.
Right.
Oh, thank you, Egypt.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right, guys. Thank you. That was the
Teaching Genius podcast. That's the
all right. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
See you guys.
Peace.